Once upon a time, these cars were reserved for CEOs, movie stars, and trust fund kids. They parked outside five-star hotels, turned heads in every valet line, and made regular people feel, well, regular. But today, you could own one for the price of a gently used Prius. These are 9 sports cars that used to be status symbols and are now so cheap it's almost suspicious. Let's dive in. 9. Cadillac XLR. In the early 2000s, Cadillac wasn't exactly the brand you associated with sports cars, but the XLR changed that. It was Cadillac's bold attempt to compete with Mercedes-Benz SLs and Lexus convertibles. And on paper, it kind of worked. Built on the same platform as the C6 Corvette, the XLR had serious potential, but instead of a rumbling LS engine and manual gearbox, Cadillac gave it a refined Northstar V8, automatic transmission, and every piece of tech they could cram inside. We're talking adaptive cruise control, magnetic suspension, a power retractable hardtop, and cooled seats. A luxury checklist that screamed executive road trip, and yet, it never really caught on. It lacked the raw performance of the Corvette and didn't quite have the badge appeal of its European rivals. But today, that misfire is your gain. These used to cost over $75,000. Now, you can pick one up for under $26,000 and drive a car that still looks like it belongs in a Bond film. 8. BMW 840C. The BMW 8 Series was supposed to be the German answer to exotic Grand Tourers, and visually, it nailed it. Pop-up headlights, long sculpted body, a nose that looked like it borrowed lines from a Ferrari 456, under the hood, a smooth V8, or even a V12 if you shelled out for the 850i. But the 840Ci with its 4.0-liter, later 4.4-liter V8 was the sweet spot. Less complexity, more reliability, and still plenty of power. Unfortunately, BMW priced it too high, released it during a global recession, and gave it tech that was decades ahead of its time. And maintenance budgets. The result? It flopped commercially. But in 2024, that just makes it a secret handshake among car nerds. You can grab one for under $20,000 and drive something that still looks like $1 million. But what if you want Italian performance for the same money? 7. Maserati Coupe. Imagine telling someone you drive a Ferrari-powered sports car. Now imagine telling them it only cost you $19,000. That's the magic of the early 2000s Maserati Coupe. Under the hood, a 4.2-liter V8 from the Ferrari F136 family. Yes, the same engine family that powered the Ferrari F430 and 458. This thing sounds like a supercar, looks like a luxury GT, and cost over $90,000 new. It even had a gated shifter-style automated manual if you didn't want to row your own gears. Today, they're risky, sure. Maintenance is not for the faint of heart, but if you want exotic looks and supercar drama without the 6-figure entry fee, it doesn't get much more tempting than this. Just don't expect Porsche reliability, which brings us to the next ride. 6. Porsche 944. This one's controversial. The 944 isn't the first car people think of when they hear Porsche. It's not a 911. It's not even mid-engined. But the 944 proved Porsche could do front-engine sports cars right. Originally dismissed as the poor man's Porsche, it slowly gained appreciation for what it actually is. A well-balanced, lightweight, fun-to-drive sports coupe. It's also cheap. Really cheap. Around $14,000 gets you a respectable example with Porsche's own 4-cylinder engine, rear-wheel drive, and classic 80s vibes. It may not be the fastest on this list, but it's arguably one of the most fun to drive hard. And speaking of fun, America's answer to speed is up next. 5. Chevrolet Corvette C4. The C4 Corvette is what happens when you hand a group of 1980s engineers too much fiberglass and tell them to go crazy. The result? A sharp, angular beast with a digital dash, pop-up headlights, and enough V8 torque to rotate the earth if you mash the pedal hard enough. Early versions were a bit sluggish, but by the time the LT1 rolled out in the 90s, you had 300 horsepower at your disposal. And yes, it came with a manual gearbox, so you actually get to feel like you're piloting something alive. Sure, the interior is plastic fantastic, and build quality was, let's say, period correct, but that doesn't matter, because when you fire it up and hear that low, guttural rumble, you're not just driving a car, you're time traveling to the golden age of American muscle meets tech. For under $15,000, you're not buying a fixer-upper, you're buying the hero car from every VHS racing montage ever made. 4. BMW Z4 2.5i. If the Corvette is an adrenaline-charged time machine, the BMW Z4 is a tailored suit with a hint of rebel underneath. When BMW ditched the Z3 for the Z4, they didn't just make it better, they made it meaner. Longer hood, sharper design, and a stiffer chassis meant this wasn't just a pretty weekend toy, it had attitude. Under the hood of the 2.5i, a silky smooth inline-6 sending nearly 200 horsepower to the rear wheels. It's not a rocket ship, but with a proper manual, it's one of the most satisfying drives you'll find in this price range. It's got the looks, it's got the badge, and with prices just north of $12,000, it won't crush your wallet when you inevitably curb one of those stylish 5-spokes. Looking for a European roadster that whispers class but doesn't scream for attention? This is it. 3. Jaguar XK8. The Jaguar XK8 is like rolling around in a glass of aged scotch, smooth, elegant, and dangerously seductive. It replaced the long-running XJS with curves that seemed hand-sculpted, and inside, it's all leather, walnut, and luxury. Under the hood is a 4.0-liter V8 that doesn't roar, it purrs, a gentleman's engine in a gentleman's car. This wasn't made for street racing, it was made for coastal highways and valet-only restaurants, and yet it still pulls respect from car enthusiasts and pedestrians alike. Now, yes, it's British, so expect the occasional leak, warning light, or quirk. But when you're paying Camry money for a car that looks like it belongs at a private estate in the English countryside, a few electrical gremlins are just part of the charm. 2. Audi TT Mark I. It's rare for a car to look like a concept sketch come to life, but that's exactly what Audi pulled off with the original TT. This was design forward-thinking, channeling Bauhaus architecture into a bubble-shaped, aluminum-trimmed road weapon. Critics didn't know what to make of it at launch, but enthusiasts got it. And now, it's a retro-futuristic icon. Under the hood, you got either a turbocharged 1.8-liter with up to 225 horsepower, or a more muscular 3.2-liter VR6. Both versions offered quattro all-wheel drive and a chassis that punched well above its weight in corners. Today, they're weirdly affordable. Like, is this a typo? Affordable. But park one next to any modern SUV and it still looks fresh, like it came from the future, then took a wrong turn into 2002. This isn't just a car, it's a design statement, and it's a steal. 1. Mercedes-Benz SLK 200 compressor, and finally, the wild card, the SLK 200 compressor. This tiny roadster showed up in the late 90s and immediately gave people something to talk about. A retractable hardtop that disappeared into the trunk at the press of a button, a supercharged engine, and a 3-pointed star up front. Mercedes was swinging for the fences, and it worked. With 181 horsepower from a 1.8-liter supercharged 4-cylinder, it's not a drag racer, but what it lacks in raw speed, it makes up for in pure charisma. It's light, tossable, and feels upscale in all the right places. And the best part? You can pick one up for just over $6,000. $6 grand. That's less than a new Vespa, and a whole lot cooler. If you want a car that'll make people think you summer in the south of France without emptying your savings, this is your ticket. Which one would you take home? The Ferrari-powered Maserati, the V8 Jag, or maybe the budget Benz that nobody sees coming? Let us know in the comments, and hit that like button if you want more forgotten legends like these.